Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another exciting uh, video for martial arts information. I'm your host, John, and welcome to my channel. If you have not, go ahead and take your time and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and at the end of the video, if you like the video, smack that thumbs up. Today on my your channel, I will give you informations about martial arts, and if you got questions, you can write them in the comments down below. Tomorrow about 10 o'clock, um, 7 Central Time, and 11 o'clock, uh, um, 11 o'clock Pacific Time. I just again that's this is an Epic Q&A. That's a live chat. You can ask all the questions, anything, any martial arts question you got, hit or any tips that you want to know about, um, and then anything you have concerns about uh, your specific martial arts. Uh, if you do Muay Thai, karate, taekwondo, judo, jujitsu, all any martial arts. This is why it's called martial arts. Martial arts, pro, not martial art. Martial arts information. I will give you any information and give you a detail. I like to explain in detail and if you need me dissect it uh, in sections, but I'd be happy to split it up and explain in detail in each little detail as I possibly can. If you want to know the meaning of your art, I'll be happy to uh, translate it to you, like karate, empty hands. Like those who doesn't know in Japanese, uh, it's it's that's just a prime example. We established that jit kuno meaning intercepting best. The way of the evidence is the best. As the though, even in Japanese, alright, martial arts like karate do, the way of empty hands. So it's gonna be the way of. Just pointing that out. And this, so in this on this channel, I want to be able to give you good tips. I think today is I want to um I want to be able to read a couple pages, a few paragraphs of my book that I published. I'm gonna read a book that I'm working on. I'm not gonna give you the title of that, but I will also um I will also read the book that I did publish, and give you a couple of in the book I did have a couple of shout outs in the book, and let's go ahead with that. I'm going to the book. So then the book I published on Apple right now. I'm trying to figure out how to uh, put my book onto other formats. So for now, especially for those who has Android or whatever other devices. I'm thinking about trying to get this published and get it into and made into a where people could buy physical copies. I haven't done that yet, but it's called a new way of looking to self defense. Some Apple. That's a cover of it. That's me in the fighting center. I don't think you see that too well. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna do this on my other laptop up here, and maybe you can see it, and I'll upload uh, that. But that's what that looks like. I don't know if maybe I can get it too close. Ah, there we go. You see that when I'm getting close to the camera here. A new way looking to self-defense by Jonathan Almand. This is me. I'm the author of this book. Again, you can look it up. You look under my name. I'll put the description down below. How you look for the book. It's only 99 cents. I think it's I mean, obviously I think it's a good book. I'm the author, but the I did dedicate it to a couple of buddies. So dedicate so I have the dedication page. Uh, I have a blank page. I don't know why. I think I was gonna do a prefix on that, and I just never go. I never went back and done it. And so I have a prologue, prologue on here. So let me read the prologue. Uh, Jizuto self-defense is a system that I created by me, which is true. I haven't done all the steps to finalize it, but I've created it. I'm taking all the stuff that I know, and including karate, which is my baseline, which would be my baseline for my martial arts. I have done my research and used scientific to prove my results and self-defense. This is not martial arts. It is a self-defense system, which means okay. So it's not martial arts. It means it's when I say self-defense system, I mean it's like fighting. It's a fighting method. It's not so. In the it's always been scientifically proven that the moves I teach it's always been tested, and I will test it out on one of people I just try to show, and we had a little light sparring, and I it did build. And I wish I had a video. I wish I had videotaped that one because it was a good one. It was a good one. And anywho, it's not it's to help you defend yourself. This book is used for education purposes only. Self-defense definitions protect oneself, someone, or something. So, and that's also what going into the law too as well. I'm not a lawyer per se. It's so what self-defense or so if in Georgia in Georgia we have a law called standing ground law, and that's the under the castle document law. I read it, and it's basically specifically saying to that you have the right to stand your ground and defend your home, even if your home is your car, right? If you're a homeless person and you're able to have if you live out if you live in your car, which is at least you got a roof over your head. This sucks. It's not the best. It's not the best feeling ever. I mean, you got stuff in your car. The car can be stolen. It's so it this it's And anywho, so welcome. This is chapter one, introduction to Judo self-defense. And so I made it in the other book. I give you more detail. Welcome to the world Jiu-Jitsu self-defense. This is the not a martial arts. No break down the difference between martial arts, and I'm forgetting to put and art, and then put the supposed to be and self-defense. The difference is martial arts you have belts to show you making in that art. Some comes off as a sport. Martial arts self-defense systems such as Krav Maga, Jeet Kune Do, military hand-to-hand combat, etc. Then let's go on. Well, because what I didn't put is casing fighting method, and that's a self-defense, also a self-defense system. It's not a martial. It's not meant to be a martial arts, and the martial arts of like karate, judo, all these other traditional martial arts falls in that category. Now, Wing Chun is an exception. Even though it's a traditional martial art, it's an exception of a self-defense system where uh, it's the main goal is to target to the vital areas such as your eyes, your ears, throat, nose, mouth, chin, temple, uh, sternum, kidneys, your all the other vital areas, your groin, eyes, etc. It that's what that martial arts these martial arts particularly go for. It it's meant to be brutal and uh, a way for you to defend yourself on the streets, and it's not because you take boxing, uh, uh, karate, like sports karate, hence the word sport karate. All right, and I say karate because of the way it's as the proper pronunciation in if you learn any Japanese, that you in you ending saying the word properly. Just like someone who's learning English, they will speak more proper than you and I because they learn it. They learn the proper ways of how to speak that our language. Just like when we speak their language, we end up learning. Anyways, that's the different that what the point of this video. So what was that? There's 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 going on. The point is they have rank system and belts, and not built on a belt system. And that's true. No, there's well, besides Krav Maga does have a big belt system. And here's the funny thing with that with belts, with the belts system, and then they did we didn't have martial arts did not have belt systems until 1924, and martial arts been around thousands of years before for the think about this. I was looking at hold on, let's see if I can I'm gonna go on there. I'm pretty sure I was on this Facebook page not too long ago, and um, it's it was amazing, and I was looking at when I was looking at it, I found it to be really interesting. Um, and when I saw it, if I can find it again, was where um they had these people who created uh, these katas. Shoot, can I find? Can I find the man? I must have saved it because it was on. Is it? Unfortunately, it's on Facebook, and um it was a post of these guys who supposedly created uh they had maybe it was this. Nope. Let's see if I can find it. Probably won't be able to. Again, I should have saved it. I should have saved the photo. Anywho, it had a list of people uh created. It was Shotokan karate, and list of people who created uh these katas, and that's also uh, uh before the belt ranks in the system, because remember, the belts didn't come until 1924. This was all in 17 in all dates back 1700 to and to and up to uh, 19 all into 19. I think even some of them they come to when the belt system started going into effect. So it was all these other katas from 1970s, 1770s to 19. I want to say 1923, 19. I think a year before. I think that's usually that like a year before they started to do belt ranks, and I was fortunate. I forget the names of these uh, individuals, but when I was looking at them, I was like, wow, that's amazing. Because these are guys who created Haiyan Shodan, Haiyan Nidan, Haiyan, and all the Haiyans. And you have all these these other martial artists who created and compile and eventually it became Shotokan karate. Right? So these katas is what helped build the foundation of Shotokan karate, and that's in itself is amazing. Um, so that's let me go back to my book, and so we can so as I was what was I in conclusive, self-defense is a scientific way to defend yourself. In fact, martial arts such as Wing Chun, Kung Fu, Shotokan, Karate, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, Ninjutsu, yeah, boxing, Muay Thai, Kali, and so on. All these arts consisted of scientific proof that they can work in a street fight. And all these martial arts will tell you that their art is the most superior to the rest. Mixed martial arts or MMA is close to real street fighting, but however the difference in MMA and street fighting is rules and regulations. Street fighting insists is an art itself. Fighting with instinct. This is why people want to learn self-defense, to learn how to protect themselves on the streets. There is a scientific way to defend yourself, looking at the human anatomy, uh, the science behind the human body. Most street fighters fight in the boxing range and will end up taking it to the ground. This is why self-defense such as learning martial arts that teaches grappling sports such as wrestling also a good way to learn how to defend yourself from takedowns, learning how to step or get back up from a takedown defense. And that's just the gist of that. That's the so um if you're not great on the ground, learning wrestling, jujitsu, whatever, grappling, uh, if you're not a high level and you're not comfortable learning, if you have some kind of basic understanding, you can get and you know how to get back up. You learn how to get back up, stripping out or whatever, however you can get back up from the ground. And one of the videos I watched was fascinating too as well. Uh, uh, this is only one of the only videos I didn't have too much. Okay, um, I agree with this video with Ice and Mike. Heart, hut to heart, hard to hurt. Uh, which he has a good. I mean, here's the thing. I don't have a good. I don't have subscribers right now on this channel, but the video he did was with this. I don't remember the name of the guy that he was trained. He was uh doing this, but they had this room where it looked like it could be something looked like that you would see in the house. It had a couch. It had a hallway closed, closed counters. And he's right. It's hard to strip out, get out. So learning how to trap uh, the person and finding another solution besides shrimp out and post uh, bridge out, bridge, but bridge or whatever, you know, to roll out, to get out from when somebody's mounting you, and you are screwed if you're on the couch and they trap you first. If they're stronger than you, it's and you have no way to bump to you screw on that one. So if you trap them first, and then find a leverage to get off that couch or whatever predicament you are, and you know you can't strap out, you know you can't buck, right? It's if it's one of those couches that that uh, gets mushy and goes in like it's hard to move. It's like trying to do jujitsu on a waterbed or something, you know. Um, anyways, let's continue on the book. Buy it, 99 cents. Sorry, just being goofy. Anywho, um, you know, Mostly is always good to how to defend yourself, to take down, going how to stop or get back up from to take a defense. There's a bit the it is there a best advance to learn how to stop a takedown in a straight. It is what you want to learn. The wrestling is a good way to stop takedown. Teach you how to take someone down. It can work in a street fight, but it might not when you do fight. Wrestling is mainly used in sports and seen in UFC or Ultimate Fighting Championship. UFC fighters have wrestling that they use in their match. Matt Hughes used wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and boxing to fight, hence the term MMA. There is the science behind these forms of martial arts and self-defense that he uses in his fights, but in order to be more effective, he would have to modify what he knows in MMA, just minus the rules. Any kick to the groin, eye poking, and any other fighter areas and on the human body. MMA can definitely be used in a street fight without modification. The only modification MMA will need is to add all the illegal things you cannot do in MMA fight to a street fight. That is the downfall in the street fight. There are no rules. There are no gloves to put on. No weight class. No need to take off your shoes. No such fucking thing as fair fight. The biggest difference between MMA is that you can have a multiple fighters. There is no one on one. If you're lucky to and have a one on versus one, then that's awesome. Just don't fucking expect every fight you get in is going to play in your favor. Human anatomy. What does it have to do with fighting? A fighter is knowing where to hit them to win the fight quick. Unlike the UFC, there is no 3 or 5 minute rounds. You want to end the fight in seconds, not minutes. Where are the fight areas? The most common area for the men is the ground. Most of us do not need to know where the human anatomy to hit to know where to hit where men's balls are. Bang! When is nutsack? Ouch! Hit too hard, possibly in the hospital or possibly in the hospital or possibly in your deathbed. Which I think that's just more of a myth. But there is a small thing. It's a vital. I don't know how sensitive that is. So keep in mind, it's just educational purposes use only. So um, because if that thing pops, obviously you're gonna bleed out and you're gonna die. Just saying. But there is some cases where people has hit the ground and put that person in the hospital. It's possible. Um, we know that a hit in the groin hurts like a motherfucker, especially when you are a guy. Women's defense focus on that feather area to stroke a guy. Women's self defense, uh, but you can add that to anybody. Women self defense use Krav Maga or modified versions of kickboxing. The key is knowing what works. Jiu-jitsu defense that makes this system different from others. Their focus only failure and how you can get that to the point It focuses on the human body where it hit with the hand and does it what does the body what does it what does it do to the body when you hit it. This is going to go in detail where you hit to stop the assailant in their tracks. Warning, some of these finals can be deadly if it's done properly. I mean, I'm talking about the Dracula. Like hitting the throat really hard, you could do a lot of damage. Obviously, um, I don't. There's again, you could look into the science of it. How much pressure, how hard you can hit somebody, without them dying. I mean, there's a lot of kung fu movies where, and this is actually from into one of the Bruce Lee movies where Bruce chopped the guy's throat and he dies. Okay, so this could be still. I do put some probably like Chinese mythology in this, so don't take it seriously too much. I mean, you most cases in the scenario, most of the vital areas that you hit will put them in the hospital, but it can uh kill that person, right? So that's why I call it vital. Usually, vital 5 points, right? You vitals. You have a vital sign. Okay, so um, when done properly, this is used for using purpose only to teach you an effective way to defend yourself. Although some deadly forces might be necessary, if you will be learning the human the you will be learning to hit the fight side. You will dig deep into the human anatomy. You will learn visualization and how to defend yourself against any opponent. I will give you many scenarios that are going to be realistic. Before we get into that, let's talk about stance and footwork. Stance. The fighting stance can be started into a natural position. In a natural position, you need to move your dominant foot forward. The stance should not be too far apart. This is not your traditional martial art, such as karate. You can use MMA stance or boxing stance. You want your rear leg close but not too close. You should be able to move your rear foot to protect your groin. Imagine the offensive stance. Your rear leg is and leg should be about 60-40 of your weight. And you want your rear foot foot of your heel is up about 60 above the ground. Problem of this of your heel is to so it is up so you can so okay yeah. I cannot read right now. Uh, the purpose of your heel is up. It can up up can allow you to spring forward. Your lead hand should be slightly bent. It should facing the nearest target. The rear hand is up to guard your face and midsection. You want your guard the center to be tight but not stiff. You want to be loose and relaxed, almost at ease but alert. Footwork, your footwork needs to be flow, as if you were a boxer and a fister. You can practice just footwork without punches or kicks. There's different types of footwork to go over. Take a look at just a step. With a step is simply move your left foot forward and not too far. This is simply will give you more reach. You can do this to you can do this side to side as well. Next, similar to, so similar to the step, we can just add a spring. The next page you will have a visual. You can you can see the you see for you can see the feet are not far apart, nor is it is not too close. This stance will allow me to guard my ground easily, and my rear foot will allow me to spring forward or it is side. The next the picture will show you a full body to show you what it looks like. And here's the picture, as I was saying, the stance, just my feet. Uh, this so this is kind of fun. And here's the other picture. Here's the traditional stance. That's the traditional stance. Where you got the and my big belly, big belly. Yeah. So you got the traditional stance, and this is where my kids is. It's also a picture with my kids' room. It got some toys and stuff. I don't care. I didn't care when I put this together. I was just doing it, and I was just showing of that. So and you can see my in jujitsu, ah, jujitsu, we do have traditional stuff in there, but it's modified. This is a fun view of the video position, and the on the right side is the view of the is the side view of the video position. My lead isn't just striking; it can it can be there to protect both hands working together to protect yourself. My lead hand is pointed to the nearest target. Oh shoot! I think I just messed up. Oh, anyways, that's not what I got a quality position quality stance in this, and that's not the picture I wanted. Anyways, quality stance. This um my hands aren't too close or too far apart either. Your neck, your neck, and looking for it always. Look at the opponent. You want to be elusive and flow like water. You can practice this in front of the mirror or use the tape the guide for guidance. You can even take pictures of yourself to see if you're doing it right. This picture above is a traditional quiet test. There is nothing wrong with learning this kind of martial arts. Look at the stance. If it's too long and it will take too long to move. The chamber punch will take too long to move block a flowing technique. A downward block is not guarding your face. You are open. There is no way to protect you properly. Your guard is exposed. There are so many flaws in this art. In order to use this modern in the modern street fight, you would have modified so that where it can flow freely. And keep in mind, I'm not downing karate. That was my baseline of it. And what I mean by, and I would do another video explaining modification. And karate can you if because having this right here, that if you can see uh the uh, the stance right there is so long uh that a kick can go through my legs. And um and if you can see from the front side, my chamber hand is like it's not nothing's going on my face. I could get easily hit. So that's what I'm saying. The traditional stance that you just saw in the picture, uh, that my face is wide open, uh, but that's just those stance that you do for kata, all that. That's just this uh, hand placement. The actual stance is actually this, and I didn't show that in the book. I should have shown that and explained, but the legs are too far apart in my opinion. That's just how it was when they created that art. Is that's how they did it, and that's what because they thought that was the most effective way to fight. So you have to modify and, and adapt. That's one thing Bruce Lee. I believe Bruce Lee knew that in order to be more effective is to uh, modify and when he learned so it can work on the street. And he wasn't that's what he was. He was a street fighter. He would all the fights he did was on the street. And that's it. Was going in Hong Kong and fighting in the United States because of people that it was a time. It was a bad time, dude. I mean, it was a little over little after the Korean War, right? So it was a he went over there like in the 60s when he was 18 years old, right? 18, about 18, 19 years old. I mean, do you think, but he was about 18. So think about it, though. Bruce went over there just a little after the Korean War. Went to back to America where he was born, right? It's uh it's very fascinating. I hope what I read to you guys uh made sense. I hope you liked the book what I read. Um so I read you guys one, two, three, four, 5, 6 pages of my book. Um I'll be happy to read more on my next video. And if you have questions about what I'm talking about, how uh, this is that it's gonna be on Wednesday, 11 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock Central time. Okay. So if you like this video, hit that smash that some um, subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video. Uh, Post any questions that you have on the comments. As I was saying, If you want the book I was just reading, that's all I know. So please support me, help me out. That would help me a lot. If you have other uh, if you want me to talk about other uh things that has to do with martial arts, let me know. I'd be happy uh to just reach out to me, and uh I'll be happy to answer any questions. I will read all your questions and comments. Even if there are criticism, I don't care if you criticize me. Alright, I've been with, but I've done that before. My first video I talked about how I was bullied because I have a speech impediment. People have asked me and wonder where I'm from, and they can't believe that I'm from Georgia. So, just please subscribe to this channel. I hope this channel that I'm doing will do a lot better than um, my other channel, because I just did running stuff. I'm very passionate about martial arts. That's why I decided to do martial art information, because I want to give you not just tips but information that you go buy on, and it's real stuff. I mean, um, I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not here to try to unlock to you. I'm unlocking secrets. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm giving you real information about what it is you are learning, right? So this is what this channel is about. If you don't know, if you got questions about a type of martial arts you're doing, whether it's Philippine martial arts, whether it's uh, Japanese martial arts, whether it's Chinese martial arts, or whatever you're doing, Krav Maga, that's Israeli, that's martial arts. It's from Israel, right? If it's there's the thing is, I mean, it's funny that Jesse, claiming to be a Mexican, he created Mexican martial arts. But the reality that it is always been Mexican martial arts already. uh, you just have to do with more of the resource. And I get it though. He's taken the martial arts that he learned and put more spice to it, and that's okay. And it's good. That's what the Gracies did with jujitsu, and that's what Bruce Lee did with Wing Chun. He took Wing Chun and created, uh, he spiced it up, modified it, right? And and I think it Rizzo, the guy, he's a big chunk guy. He's built like the brick. He claims that Bruce Lee didn't like Wing Chun. That's not true. That's not true at all. He loved Wing Chun. If he didn't like Wing Chun, he would, because he spent 5 years with Ip Man. That's dedication, my friend. 5 years on learning Wing Chun. I talked about that in my last video. um, do research. I did my research. I read on that. But I mean, if he hated it, he wouldn't spend 5 years. He wanted to try to use that as a space. Just saying. As far as this video goes, I've been too long on it. I'm a talker. I can't. I don't have the shut up button. But again, tomorrow, don't miss my live video. I'll promise I'll be on 11 o'clock tomorrow. Don't miss it. It's gonna be a good one. I hope to see you there. Once again, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you like the video, smash that thumbs up button. Until next time, guys, I'm out.